Welcome back to part 3 of lesson 1.14, cells in animals. This is a parrotfish, in case you're wondering. They're pretty cool and they chomp on coral. So when you snorkel, you can hear them chewing. Most animals have billions or even trillions of individual cells. As an animal grows and develops, the cells differentiate into many different types of cells. The various cells become organized into a variety of useful tissues, organs, and organ systems. What is beneficial about having these systems? So why is it good? Hit pause, say your answer. These systems help animals meet the challenges of life. And I feel like we have that on our notes already about the cells, tissues, organs, organ systems. Will it be on the test? No. A lot of these examples are not going to be on the test, but we're going to take a minute to look at them to get an idea of all the different parts it takes to make something like a fish. So a fish is a good example of an animal with many different organs that are highly specialized for a particular function. All right, so a fish has a brain. A fish also has a dorsal fin, which is used to stabilize it and prevents the fish from rolling while it swims. The lateral line is a sensory organ that detects sound or vibration disturbances. So instead of ears, they have that lateral line. The anal fin prevents fish from veering sideways as it swims. The anus is the exit from the body for solid waste, just like you have. The pelvic fin is useful for vertical movements, sudden stops, and turns. The heart pumps blood through a closed circulatory system. Gills lined with blood vessels, they absorb oxygen from the water. Liver, like you have, for storage of food reserves or for processing food. The stomach, like you, for digesting food. The spinal cord, from which lateral nerves diverge to the body, just like yours. The kidney maintains water balance. Again, you have kidneys. And the swim bladder. It helps maintain the fish's depth in the water. So it's kind of like those air bladders that the kelp had. The fish can control how much air is in its swim bladder to help it float or sink or stay exactly where it wants to be. Tissues and organs. The multicellular organisms that live on Earth today are more than just a collection of many individual cells. Multicellularity has enabled cells to differentiate and form specialized tissues. Tissues form organs, and organs make organ systems. Organs and organ systems enable multicellular organisms to survive more effectively and efficiently on Earth. These systems have evolved over time in helping the multicellular organisms adapt to ever-changing environments. So again, some examples of some multicellular organisms. And let's add the word adapt. That's definitely a word that comes up a lot in biology class. So a change by which an organism becomes better suited for the environment. So a change so the organism can survive better. So again, I just changed it a little bit into words that I would use more commonly, and you are free to do that as well. Again, it's a vocab word, so I'm going to underline it. Tissue and organ review. Larger multi-cell organisms have cells that specialize to form tissues and organs. Each cell performs specific functions. What is unique about the specialization of these cells? So groups of cells that form similar functions make what? Tissues, organs, organ systems. Hit pause, get your answer. So a group of cells are going to make tissues. Which organisms contain specialized cells? Multicellular organisms, unicellular organism, both multicellular and unicellular organism. Hit pause. Answer is multicellular. Groups of tissues with similar functions form what? Tissues, organs, organ systems. Hit pause, get your answer. Most plants, animals, and fungi are what? Multicellular, unicellular, both multi and unicellular. So some fungi can be both, but plants and animals, they're multicellular. Groups of organs with related functions form what? Tissues, organs, or organ systems. hit pause, get your answer. And organ systems. All right. So hopefully these notes were helpful for you and gave you some ideas of how you want to set up notes on your own from now on. Again, making sure that if you want to do tables or graphic organizers, making sure you do what suits you the best. Check your knowledge. The many cells of your body work together to obtain energy, reproduce, and remain healthy. Multicellular organisms are much more complex than singular-celled organisms. Answer the following. What are some advantages of multicellular organisms? Hit pause, check your answer. Multicellular organisms can perform more functions and are larger than single-celled organisms. The specialized cells allow certain cells to perform certain functions instead of all of them. So it's kind of like dividing up the work. Describe the specialization of cells in multicellular organisms. So hit pause. Your answer is, as multicellular organisms grow, the cells differentiate into specialized cells. The specialized cells form the tissues, which form organs, which form the organism. All right, so then read over your notes. Make sure you are good with those. And when you are ready, you can take your quiz. If you have questions, let your teacher know.